Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Mushoku Tensei Season 2 episode number 9 reaction. So the previous episode was a very good episode. We got to see two things happen. First of all, the first section with Elena Lees and Cliff. Cliff starting to like Elena Lees and confessing. Elena Lees thinking that she's going to reject him, but then like her accepting. And like everything works out perfectly over there. And then there was the next part with Badi Kadi, and he is a demon. He calls himself the Demon King, and he is the fiance of Kishiruka. I think that was her name. And after hearing a lot of praise about Rudius, he's come here, and he fought Rudius, and he told Rudius to like attack him, and Rudius did, which almost like blew off his upper half. So he was like, "There you go, you're perfect," like, and then they kind of became friends, and later on he gets transferred into the school as a student, I'm guessing. So yeah, again, good stuff, like yeah, that was interesting to see. So let us see what happens in this episode 9. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync it to whichever is the preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, our group. Yeah, you're shoving them. Okay. Hey, yo, are you okay? Oh my god. He just spilled. Oh god. Oh. Um, are you serious? What else do you expect from him? First of all, like, how many years has it? Wait, you didn't know? Wait, wasn't it under Ariel's order that she didn't? Oh my god, she herself. I wasn't expecting that. There was okay. So she decided not to tell. Oh my god. I thought she was under heavy orders or something, like, oh, you shouldn't, like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, she even said that to, like, kind of, she was thinking, like, oh, like, I cannot tell him my identity because, like, I'm working for Ariel Sama now or something like that, she said. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely why she never told him. But these two didn't even know that she didn't tell him. Okay. Right. Hmm. Now I understand why. What's his name? Luke. I think that's his name. Why he was so like kind of like passive aggressive towards Rudy, because like he thought that Fitz told him her name, and he was still kind of like ignoring her or something. That's what he thought. That's why he was so like like, oh, you don't even like remember something like that. She said, like he said kind of like, that makes more sense now. I was like, why is he so like aggressive towards Rudy? Because of that, he never knew that Fitz never told him. Oh boy. Oh. Mm. Summoning. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, just like. Mm. But then how did he get? Oh, he just got isekai. He wasn't summoned. I forget about that. she's sleeping. She's sleeping. Hello? Uh, okay. Who? Uh, who? Who's that? Oh! Oh my god. Damn. That is true. Oh, this person. Okay. Hmm. So she stays here doing her research or whatever? It's just like an attic. What the hell? Whoa! Wait, it's her! Oh my god, what was her name? Oh my god. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, because, oh god. Uh, well, technically, she's kind of the one who actually saved Rudy, if you remember. I think she said something to Orsted. Hey, yo, that's actually freaky. Wearing a broken mask and just. Oh! Oh. Yeah? Rudy's gonna get a heart attack. I... Oh, wait, that's Fitz. Oh, okay, okay. I thought that was her. No, he's speaking in. Wait, why did Fitz talk in. Yeah, she's the one who saved him. So Oster is not here. It'll be a while before. What? Oh, okay, nah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so she knows a lot about summoning. Interesting. Oh no, Hitokami, the whole Hitokami. What? Kuroki-sama. What? Wait, is Japanese? Wait, so she's. Wait, what? Wait, I didn't read the names properly. Oh, she's researching about the people who have been some or isekai. Same. Oh wait, so so she's also isekai. What is happening here? Oh my god, it's her. That wait, so how did she die then? Like Nana Hoshi. Nana Hoshi, 7 stars. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So she's doing. That's why she's researching on summoning. Ah, that's why. Oh. Hmm. Oh, there is. Okay. What was his? I forgot. Yeah. Well, Fitz is not happy. I don't think he wants to go back. Yeah. Exactly. Because that world was the lowest point of his life. Silent. Hmm. Well, yeah, but the situation must be. Teleported. Wait, so she wasn't born from being a. Wait, so what? Oh, so she was. Oh, so she didn't start as a baby. That's why she said teleported. But then how old is she here then? So she's way older than Rudy in this world. Needs mana summoning. Ah, that's why. Hmm. Yeah. Personal growth. Yeah. Nohara Akto. Teleportation? Or. Ah, there you go. I may have been some. Okay. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. That's freaky. don't share them until. Yeah, makes sense. But Rudy's situation is a bit different. Yeah, because Rudy was born here. Like I feel like his and Nanahoshi's situations are a bit different. Taught myself. Hmm. Wait, she does? Oh yeah, because she was teleported here. She was. Yeah, because Rudy was born here. Ah, yeah, that's the main reason. Okay. Hmm. Oh, that is why. Yeah, that's why she's like still the same. I was wondering. I don't think so. Oh God, here we go. What? Yeah, but be my bodyguard. Help! Oh no, help me to get out of here. Food sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. Unlike Rudy, who had nothing to go back for, she has a lot to go back to. However, Rudy has everything here. Yeah, no, about that. Mm. And no, but the situation over there was nah. Mm. So, what do you have that Rudy needs? Wait, yeah, oh, Fitz is sitting there. Oh, hmm, okay. Fitz is just like, what the? Okay. Yeah, about the teleportation yeah, incident. Yep. It's senpai. She's like, Nani? Well, what's happening? Why are you looking at me? Yeah. Alright, this is another language. Oh, wait. She came here. Backlash. Wait, she. Oh, yo. Okay, I wasn't expecting that though. Yeah, Rudy wasn't ever the reason for that, but I didn't expect. Oh, that is why she. Oh, I just realized why she put on the rings. Good God! Since she doesn't have mana. Oh boy. Well, Fizz doesn't know about that because, oh my god. Wait, I need to come back here. Didn't she? Okay, I'm kind of confused here now. Yeah, what was happening? Probably. What? She just said that she didn't. I'm confused now. I need to come back here. I should be able to explain them all. Okay. So yeah, you'll be my guinea pig now. Come on. Another word from. Mm, yeah. Well. Okay. Kind of trailing behind. Well. Oh boy. I sometimes forget that Rudy doesn't know that Fitz is a girl. Really forget that sometimes. It's just so. The white mask. Oh boy, quite a few things happen. Wait, I need to go back to that part. What was that about? I didn't understand what she was trying to say. At first, she said that I might be the reason. Yeah, did say I might be the reason. But why did she say that then? Like, oh, I think she thinks that. Oh, I see. So well, like that's what Rudy asked her. Like you said that you did it, so why did you say that? And she's like, oh, I wanted to make that clear that I might have been the one who caused it before you guys come at me. Later on. So she's not even sure if she's the reason why that happened or not. Ah, I see. Okay, that makes more sense. Like I was so confused at that part. At first she says that I'm the one, and then she says like, "Oh, I don't know who caused it." And I'm like, "What? You just said that you're the one." And Rudy says the same thing, and she's like, "Oh, I said I might be the one." So her being summoned here, she thinks that might be a backlash for that. And that's why Rudy says that, oh, she's also a victim because she's technically not the one who made that mana disaster. Her being summoned here like was the reason why that mana disaster happened. Or that might be the reason. That isn't the reason. That might be the reason. So the person who summoned her is the main culprit if you think about it like that. I think so. Okay, that is it. Okay, so first of all, now I'm going to change my discussion section a little bit. I'm going to talk about the whole episode for the first 5 minutes in a more general way, so that everyone who wants to get to know my opinions about the episode can get to that, and then I'll go into a deeper discussion. So the first, 5 minutes, I'm just going to talk about the episode as a whole. So in this episode, we meet a new character, Nanahoshi. I think that was her name, and she is from Earth. So overall, this episode was very, like, what can I say? Like, it was very like, we get more information. That's the thing. Like, and we get like a little bit more foundation as to what might have happened and how this is, like, like how all this is going on. And overall, Nanahoshi is a character who we just got to meet her here. And for now, as Rudy says, I also think that she's just, yeah, she's just a character who will have to wait and see how, which direction she goes, because for now it seems like she's going to work together with us, but who knows, like we have to remember that her goal is technically going out, getting out of this world. Now she's trying to find ways to do that. Now here's what I think, like, I don't know if it's going to something like this going to, like, it's a very unlikely, like, like a cause that might, like, what can I say, like a very unlikely happening that it might happen is that, like, maybe in the future Nanahoshi will find a way to get out of here. But if I doubt that's going to happen, because I was going to say, if like along with that, if, like, like if it's a spell which is something that will also take Rudy and everyone else who was teleported here back, that'll be bad because Rudy doesn't want to go. So I feel like that's, if that happens, then Rudy will actually go against him and probably, like, like she'll become our enemy because Rudy doesn't want to go back. But I doubt that's going to happen. Even if she finds like a way to go back, I feel like she herself can go back because Rudy wants to stay here. Just let him stay here. So overall, for now, like Rudy says, I also agree. Like, yeah, we have to, like, wait and watch. Another thing that happened in this episode was the whole, like, thing. Like, you can just imagine Fitz's, I guess you could say, I wouldn't call it frustration, but helplessness, like, like feeling of helplessness here. Just imagine sitting in front of two of the people, like, and one of them is the person you like, and that person suddenly starts talking with the other people in a completely foreign language for more than like 10 to 20 minutes, and you're just sitting there not understanding what they're talking about. Just imagine that scenario. This must have been so frustrating for her. And the fact that Nanahoshi at first just like grabbed Rudy's hand and everything, and then and then they started talking in a completely different language. So yeah, it's just, like Fitz doesn't know what was happening, and she was feeling so, like I said, like, like so helpless. And not only that, in the end, as we see, like when she asks Rudy that, oh, what do you think about her? And Rudy's like, for now I think it's okay. And she's like, okay, like you say, but in her, in her head and heart, she's not really, like, comfortable with the whole situation, because she doesn't know what they talked about in that part. Like, they like talked at least for 20 minutes, I think, and Fitz has no idea what they talked about, and she thinks that, like this is, like, I don't know, like something is happening that she won't be able to know. And like a feeling like that, like you won't be able to know, like, if what's going to happen, and Rudy, like, and might be in some kind of a situation where, like, she won't be able to, like get into. And like she has a fear, like she has, like, she didn't know Rudy, like, she lost Rudy for like quite amount of time, and now that she finally got him, now this is happening, and she's like, the fear of the unknown, that kind of thing. Another thing that happened in this episode, which I have to talk about, first of all, this was a complete surprise. Sylvie never told Ariel and Luke about how she hasn't told Rudy about her identity. Up until now, I thought she was under heavy orders from Ariel to not, like, like give her identity out. I was baffled here. And this kind of answers so many questions. First of all, the reason why Luke was so passive aggressive towards Rudy, he thought that Fitz told everything to him, and Rudy's still acting like this, as if he doesn't know her. That's why Luke was so, I guess you could say, like, aggressive, low-key aggressive towards Rudy. So it makes sense now why he was acting like that. Because he thought, okay, yeah. So that was a surprise. And that is why Ariel told her that you just do what you want. Like, I'll leave the Rudy situation to you. So she's allowed to tell him. Because, yeah, that it makes sense. Why is she not, like, I've always thought about it. Why would she not be allowed to talk to Rudy about her identity? It made no sense up until now. And now, like, I realized here that there was no such orders. Fitz herself decided never to tell Rudy because she was afraid of Rudy not like, like that whole thing. And I'm like, oh my god, like, that was a face palm moment. I was baffled there. Right. So yeah, overall, a lot of development happened in this episode. A little bit of like like Fitz kind of lashing out towards Nanahoshi, and we also got to know how Nanahoshi, as Nanahoshi said, that I'm not even sure if I was the reason why like this happened. Like so maybe the mana disaster was my doing. That's why I just brought that out. So that's kind of good on her because because yeah, she was being careful. She was like, if I like in like kind of work together with Rudy, and if in the future it comes out that I might have been the reason that this all have happened, that'd be a weird situation. So you know what? Just for that, I kind of trust her a little bit more. Just for that, she just wanted to be more clear about everything. If she really like like looking at her, you can see that she's probably someone. She's just a person who wants to go back home. So yeah, I feel like we can trust her kind of completely. But the whole Orsted situation, we still don't know. So we have to keep an eye about that. Like she is technically affiliated with Orsted. And Orsted doesn't like Hitogami. And he almost killed Rudy for that. So that we have to keep an eye on. However, everything other than that for Nanahoshi, I feel like she is quite trustable, because if she wouldn't have done that if she wasn't that trustable, or if she had some other plan. Like she wouldn't have told Rudy, and not Rudy but these two, that I might be the reason. Like she wanted to be clear about everything. So that kind of, like, I guess you could say, increases her, I don't know, trust points a bit more. Yeah, so there you go. And that was it. I think overall this was another episode of a little bit more I guess you could say, like, character building foundation, and getting more information about the whole situation, and like also the dynamic between Nanahoshi and Rudy. Interesting, because like she is someone who wants to go back, while Rudy is someone who wants to stay here, which makes perfectly, like, sense, because she had friends and family and everything over there. Here, however, she's come, and this is so interesting. If you think about it, it makes more sense why this whole, like, Nanahoshi was summoned here, as she says. So she was just summoned here, like she was just a person who was just brought from this world and put here, with no character, like, with no background, no parents, no friends, nothing. And that, I feel like that is one of the biggest reasons why she wants to go back. I feel like her, like, urge to go back might not have been this much if she was born here just like Rudy. Rudy's situation is so different if you think about it, because and it's, I feel like it's like good thing that this happened. Like Rudy was actually born here. If Rudy was teleported here, that would have been bad, in my opinion. Now that I'm thinking about it, Nanahoshi was teleported here, and she hates it here. That is why. Because, like I said, she has no parents, no family, nothing. She was just plucked from one world and put here, just like that, with no one, only Orsted just, like, kind of protecting her. That's it. While Rudy was born with on like born in a family over here. He had his father, his mother, like even like who else, like Roxy, everyone else. Little by little, like like from a very young age, he was able to have like a group. So he's very natural over here, and that is why he's so comfortable here. He was able to have a new go at his, like, like, life, a new chance he got. He was able to build everything up from the scratch, unlike Nanahoshi. So it makes so much sense why, like, not only the fact that Rudy had nothing in the other world and Nanahoshi had a lot of things in the other world, just ignoring that, the fact that Nanahoshi was teleported here and Rudy was born here makes a major difference. That's why Rudy's so comfortable here, unlike Nanahoshi. And that makes so much sense. Like, up until now, I was just looking at the part where Nanahoshi had friends and had, like, like a good, a good thing going on in the original world, while Rudy's life was bad in the original world. I was just focusing on that. If you don't look at that and you just look at this situation here, you can understand that it is still, like, I guess you could say, advantageous for Rudy, because Rudy here got a family and friends and he started from scratch, unlike Nanahoshi. yeah, that is also another thing. That's kind of interesting, and also the whole dynamic, like I said, like, and just like Rudy and Nanahoshi, even though both are from the original world, the like actual world, both of them, their like way of looking at this whole thing, and yeah. And what else? And obviously the kind of last one there. All right, so there you go. That was like a short little discussion for everyone who wanted to know my opinion on this episode. Now I'm going to switch to a deeper discussion. All right, so okay, in the beginning we can see Fitz looking at Rudy like just like this part was funny because he just sees Pursena just doing like random stuff to Rudy, like shoving the meat in his mouth or whatever, and just Fitz like looking at them and kind of Fitz getting depressed, thinking that Rudy likes people like her. And then okay, this part, the big thing came here. Here when they were sitting down and Ariel was talking about the whole situation, like Ariel is like, oh, I don't understand, like like why is Rudy not, where's that part? Even though you feel so strongly, he's completely forgotten you, hasn't he? This part. And I was like, what are you even saying? Like, this is one thing I've seen other people talk about as well, and like, I'm like, what are you on about? Like, Rudy, first of all, Rudy, like Fitz introduced himself as a guy. Number one. Number two, Fitz's eyes are always covered. Number three, her hair color changed. Number four, Rudy saw Sylphie, how many years ago? 10 or something? When was the last time that he saw her? 10 years ago, and like all of these are the reasons why he doesn't recognize her. I've seen so many people talk about how can Rudy forget? Like, what are you even on about? You guys know, you guys are the audience. You are looking at this whole situation from an objective perspective. That is why you recognize Fitz and Sylphie, and we got that whole story with Sylphie as well. Like, how, like, it baffles me how people think that it's weird for not Rudy to recognize her. Yeah, like, whatever. Like this is one of the worst takes I've ever seen. Like, this one of the worst things I've ever heard, like, people talk about. Like you have to understand, how old was Rudy when he knew Sylph? Then the whole teleportation incident happened. Fitz now he thinks that Fitz is a guy, and his eyes are her eyes are like covered, hair color changed. You expect Rudy to understand her, like recognize her? Yeah, like, just it baffles me how people think that Rudy should recognize her. So that's why this part I was like, what are you on about, Ariel? Like, she, how can Rudy recognize her? And then I realized why she said that. She thinks Fitz told him about her identity. So when Fitz is like, oh, I never told him, Ariel's like, wait, what? And Luke is like, wait, did you say you never told him? And I was face farming. I was like, oh my god, I thought Ariel like told her not to, like she was under heavy orders not to tell. But that wasn't the case. So Ariel and Luke never really said anything about that to her. And she just decided. So she said, I don't know what I'll do if he's forgotten about me. Are you serious, Sylph? Does she not remember that Rudy, the first thing Rudy said when coming here is like, I'm trying to find my friend who was also involved in the teleportation incident? I'm really baffled here. Didn't Rudy say that to her? Why is she saying that? It's pretty obvious who she's talking about. She's talking about Sylphie. And I'm pretty sure Fitz also realized that, because Fitz was kind of blushing there. You remember that scene? When Rudy was like, oh, I'm looking for someone like very precious to me, my friend who who also got involved in this incident, and Fitz was kind of like scratching her cheek and blushing a little bit. I thought that Fitz realized that she was talking about Sylphie. He was talking about Sylphie. What is this about? I don't know what I'll do if he's forgotten about. I have no idea, like, what is going on here. I really don't know. Okay, this part was probably the most baffling part of this episode. But anyways, After that, we see Rudy and coming to the library. Fitz was kind of sleeping or whatever, and Rudy's like, "Oh, do you know someone who knows about the summoning incident and all that?" Fitz is like, "All right, come with me." So they go to this little um this attic kind of thing, and oh, it makes so much sense now. Fitz said that she's the one who made everything, the blackboard. I think that's what she says. A wizard. I have heard more than the name, for improving dining hall menus to inventing uniforms and black. Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. The whole I you remember the what was he eating? Karage or something? I was I was like, how is there food like this over here in this world? It makes no sense. Like it was Nanahoshi. She tried to improve it as much as she could, kind of like in a Japanese way. And that's why the badges, the schools, the uniforms, the blackboard, the food. Okay, okay, that actually clicked in my head now. It makes so much sense. Oh my god. Right, and then they go to the place, and she looks back, and with the mask, and Rudy immediately freaks out. Obviously, makes sense, because of the whole Orsted trauma kicks in, and yeah, he. I love how she comes towards Rudy, and she's like, why are you running, Rudy? No, she didn't know his name. Why are you running? Why are you running? And Rudy just falls down unconscious. I shouldn't laugh. He was traumatized for life over here. And now, next scene, we see someone patting her head, and at first I thought that was her. Now, how she doing it? And I'm like, why is she putting him on her lap and patting his head? And then I realized it's Fitz. And Rudy gets up, and when you can see here that now here's another thing. I didn't realize this. They changed the language over here because they wanted to kind of highlight the fact that they're talking in this language. They're not talking in Japanese. That's why they suddenly changed this part into the other language. I was so confused. I was like, why are they talking like this suddenly? But yeah, the anime tried to do that to make us understand that this language is different than the language that he will speak after this with Nanahoshi. With Nanahoshi, he's going to speak Japanese. That's why they had to highlight this part. That's why this changed. So then Nanahoshi's like, oh, why were you running? I tried to save you. And Rudy's like you I don't know what you did, but Orsted killed me almost. And Nanahoshi's like, yeah, I told him to bring you back and everything. So okay, so they're like, Fitz is like, do you know her or something? And Fitz tries to kind of press her, and she's like, why is Rudy so scared? And they kind of talk about the situation kind of briefly, and then she's like, all right, I'm going to ask you two questions. First of all, brings out the paper. Two names, Shinohara Akito, Kuroki Satoshi. I'm guessing these two are the people who got teleported with her at the same time. You remember that scene where you kind of see a flashback? There was two people with her, I think. I'm going to go back to that scene and see. It's probably them. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, now I have to kind of go through this part a little bit deeper, because there's a few things I need to understand here that I wasn't able to understand while reacting. So first of all, she asks them, do you know about them? And Rudy's like, wait a minute, this is a Japanese name and this is the Japanese language. And she's like, which one of the... Oh, no, never mind. No, it's not those two. She asks him, which one of these two are you? So she didn't know these two characters. Okay, never mind, scratch that. So yeah, she's like, which one of these are you? Rudy's like, I'm none of them. And then she starts talking in Japanese, and then obviously Fitz is baffled. She's like, what is this language? And she's like, all right, let me introduce myself then. Takes out her mask, and she says, my name is Nanahoshi Shizuka. That is her original name, and I'm guessing that is not her name here. That is a name from Japan. Yeah. And here we get a brief flashback. You remember that scene on the where Rudy gets isekai? Here we can see that her kind of talking with two people in a very agitated manner. In my last memory of my past life, yeah, I saw a truck about to hit a high schooler with the same face as his girl. Oh, so she was also Wait, so interesting. She said something like, I was teleported here 5 years ago. When the mana incident happened, Rudy was like I think like 4 or 5 years at that point. So both of them got isekai'd at the same time. However, Rudy got isekai'd at a uh, at a uh, yeah, he got isekai'd a bit earlier in the timeline than Nanahoshi. So both of them isekai'd at the same time. Nanahoshi was isekai'd over here, while Rudy was isekai'd over here. So Rudy grew up to 5 years, and then and then interesting. That's very interesting, because even though they were isekai'd at the same time, both of them came to this world at a different time. Right, that's interesting. So Nanahoshi Shizuka. Okay, so she's very like interested in Rudy. Obviously makes sense. She's like, oh, where from? America, Europe, from Japan. And then she's like, I knew something special about you. I told Orsted to bring you back. That is why. And what is your real name? All that stuff she asks. And Rudy, you can see that Rudy never really brings out his real name, because he wants to forget his other life in the other world. And you can see Nanahoshi's like, I hate this place. I want to go back. So can you help me, Rudy? Grabs his hand and everything, while Fitz is like, what the hell is this girl doing here? Like, what is this? So Rudy kind of like brushes off her hand, and he's like, I don't want to go back. You might want to go back, but I don't. So, and then Nanahoshi realizes the situation, and she like backs off, and she realizes that, yeah, technically their goals are completely different. So in that manner, like in that, the Rudy's not going to help her in that way. So then she puts on the mask again. They start talking in the language, like the Japanese language. While Fitz is like, can you please speak in the other language, the normal language? What are you guys speaking in? And they don't really do that, even though she says that. So I felt so bad for her. She just went away and just sat down in the corner on a table, just sitting down there, like while these two were like having a whole conversation. Because obviously, it's been a while that Nanahoshi saw someone from Japan, and so did Rudy. So they had a lot to talk about. So first thing first, Rudy asks like, why does Orsted hate me or hate Hitogami? And she's like, I don't know, personal grudge or something. And and then they start talking. Okay, I'm going to read this part. I need to understand this part. She talks about teleportation. That is how she went from one place to another and traveled the world in 1 year. Okay, and she met someone who told her that I may have been summoned to this world by someone. And who is that person? She says like, they told me not to mention it because of some kind of reason. So she says like, if I tell more about this, I might be completely deleted from this world, because yeah, it makes sense. We are foreign elements here. Here is why I have to disagree a little bit. She might be deleted. I don't think Rudy will be. Rudy, like I said, Rudy's situation is way different. He was born here, even though he is an isekai character. He has memories from the other world. He was he was born here. The worst that could happen to Rudy is that his memories might be wiped off about the other world, because it makes sense. Normally, he was born here normally. Unlike Shizuka, who was teleported here, who she herself is a foreign element in this world. Rudy isn't. Rudy was born here. The only foreign element inside Rudy is his memories about the other world. So the worst that could happen, the worst I could think that could happen to Rudy is his memories about the other world gets deleted. That's what I think, So yeah, that might happen to Shizuka, not to Rudy though. I don't think that's going to happen to him. Either way, so Shizuka's like, that's why I cannot tell, and that's why I'm trying to figure out the teleportation incident and all that, and she's like, this world sucks, the food is bad, people are just don't know what to do, and she's like, that's why I'm trying my best to kind of make this world a little bit better. So she's like, I have 0 mana, and that's why people like you, I need you, people like you who have mana. So makes sense. Again, like I said, she was teleported here. Obviously, she would have no mana. Rudy was born here. That is why he had mana. And Rudy himself said that if I try like increasing my mana from a very young age, maybe I'll become strong or something. And that's why Shizuka says here that I have no plan on doing this whole light novel isekai like thing where I like like live happily ever after in this world. I want to go back, you know. And she says like everything in this world contains mana, even those dead bodies. Okay, so that is the whole situation. She was teleported here. Rudy was born here. That's why so much different. And yeah, and that's what I said. Well, in the previous part of the discussion, that since she was teleported here, she had nothing over here. While Rudy was born here, so he was born with a lot of things. It makes so much sense why Nanahashi would want to go back. Not only that, Nanahashi, as she said, she had everything in the original world. Rudy had nothing in the original world. That is why Rudy wants to stay here. Also, Rudy has everything in this world because he was born here. Unlike Nanahoshi, who just got plucked in from her world and brought here. Yeah, like obviously, like everyone will be mad at that situation. So she's like, that is my story. So yeah. Okay. She says, I hate this world. All that stuff that, like, like she explained. And she's like, you don't have anything in your original world? And she's like, no. He's like, no, I have my friends, my family over here. I don't want to go back. Unlike you, who has everything over there. So this part was pretty funny now that I realized what happened. Okay, first of all, she talks about the different goals and everything. And she's like, you help me out or whatever. And he's like, okay, I'll help work with you. Okay, so she's like, I'll help you out with the teleportation incident. Like, who told you that? He asks, and she's like, oh, Fitz here. And they look at Fitz after so long, and Fitz is like, what's happening? Why are you looking at me? And they're like, alright, like let's speak in the original language of this place. So they start talking about the teleportation incident and everything. Like I said, this part was actually hilarious now that I realized why she was putting on the ring. She suddenly pulls out a few rings and starts putting them on. I'm like, what's she doing? Is she going to like attack them or something? Like, what's happening? And she's like, okay, I might have a inkling as to what the reason behind this teleportation mana incident. She puts on the rings and she's like, the mass teleportation was probably the black backlash. Rudy's like, okay, what black backlash? So, I might have caused it. Everything goes down here. Rudy's like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Because, yeah, he knows that she was teleported here. He was summoned here. That's why that might be a backlash for that. Because I guess it kind of makes sense, like the whole, like she was brought from another world, conservation of mass and energy or whatever. I don't know. So, unlike Rudy, who was born here, she was just plucked in from one world and brought into this world. So, a mana incident happened, I guess. And not even I can miss that many. Okay, Fizz flips out here because, like, it makes sense because she thinks that she's the reason why. She said, I might be the reason, but Fizz was completely gone here. She didn't realize, like, what she said. So she's like, oh, it was you, and tries to attack her. And that's why she put on the ring, because she doesn't have any mana. She needs those rings. Puts on a barrier, Fitz almost tries to kill her. And Rudy was baffled here for a moment, and now she's just like, what the hell are you doing? Stop her. Or stop him. So Rudy stops Fitz, and Rudy's like, calm down. She's like, and Fitz is like, what are you saying? Like, you've also suffered because of her. And Rudy's like, you need to understand. We should have explained more. She's also a victim. Now, like I said, this part kind of confused me because I didn't realize she said, I might be the reason. I thought she said that she was the reason, just like Fitz thought. So it makes more sense because she said, I might be the reason because I was teleported, summoned here. That's why that might be the backlash to that. So I just told this to you guys before, like in the future, if it gets someday revealed that I was the reason. That's why I wanted to be clear. She didn't choose to come here. There you go. And Fitz is like, wait, what? A victim? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for lashing out. And yeah, so okay, where's that part where she explains that she came here 5 years ago or something? Where is that? I'm sorry I attacked you suddenly. I also don't understand why that happened. Did Orsted say anything? Rudy asks her. Okay, only that nothing like it had ever happened before. Okay, I feel like man god said that Olstead caused it. Yeah, that's what he said. Interesting. So yeah, there you go. Rudy asks the question, why do you say you caused it? And she said, I didn't want you to make a fuss later, so I got it out of the way earlier. There you go. Yeah, and I said I probably caused it. Um, okay, where is that part where she talks about the 5 year? I have some idea what might have triggered it. I might be able to explain the master teleportation logically. I need a lot of mana. Um, okay, I found that part. She says, I don't know how it happened. It was 5 years ago, right when I arrived. There you go. So, there you go. So, this explains the whole thing. Rudy and Nanahoshi got isekai at the same time. Rudy was born here from when he was a kid. However, Nanahoshi was just plucked from their other world and just brought here. She doesn't age, as she said. That is why. Now, the interesting thing here is that even though both of them were isekai at the same time, both were isekai in different times. Rudy was born here a lot earlier than Nanahoshi was brought in. So let's just imagine. Rudy was born. I'm just just making up a year. Rudy, let's just think that Rudy was born here at 2000. Yeah. And Nanahoshi was, and I think Rudy now is like 17 or something. She says like Rudy was, she came here 5 years ago. That means Rudy was born here in 2000. However, Nanahoshi was isekai'd here at 2012. Yeah, and then now it's 2017. I'm just making up a year, for to easily understand. So she was teleported here way later than Rudy was born, like 7 or 8 years later. Not 7, sorry, 10 or 12 years later. Even though both of them were at the same place at the same time in Japan, and both of them died at the same, at the same moment. The time period when they were isekai here were different. I think that's what this implies. I think so. So that is one thing that I had to get cleared up about, because that's very interesting and very important. I think it'll be important later on. Either way, Rudy over here in the end, Nano says, I might have some idea about who might have summoned us and summoned me and everything. So I'll talk about that later when I get more evidence. So she's like, nice working with you. So later on, you see Fitz walking together with Rudy, and Rudy's like, is something wrong? And Fitz is like, oh, what do you think about her? And Rudy's like, oh, I feel like there's a lot we need to know about her, but for now, she's fine. I feel like we should work with her. And Fitz is like, all right, as you say, Rudy. And she's like, she kind of like faked a smile here, you can see. She's not happy about the whole situation, or not happy is a wrong way to explain this situation. She's kind of restless and anxious about this situation. Because, suddenly some random girl just started talking in a random language, which Rudy also started talking in, according to Fitz. So she's thinking like, what the hell is this? So yeah, for the love of God, Fitz, please tell Rudy your identity. It's not that Ariel or anyone is stopping you from doing so. So yeah. Okay, anyway, so that was it, guys. That was my reaction to Mushoku Tensei season 2 episode number now. Now let me know, is this way of discussion okay? Because I kind of talked about the episode as a whole in the beginning, and then I went to a deeper way of into the discussion. I feel like this is a good way to do it. So for people who want to just know my general opinion about the episode, can just watch the first part of the discussion, and everyone else who want to go deep into the discussion can just watch the rest of it. And I not only for this show, I'm planning on doing this for every anime that I react to. It'll take a while for me to get accustomed to this style, but I feel like this is a better way. I'll also timestamp it in the in the time bar or whatever you call it, into an objective discussion and a deeper discussion. So anyone who wants to just know my opinion about the episode can go and watch that little part, and then rest of it. Kind of like that. I plan on doing it like this for the rest of all the animes that I react to. I think that'll be better. Anyway, so that is it. That's my reaction to episode 9 of Mushoku Tensei season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Mushoku Tensei. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.